Welcome back to the series on divine mercy. And as you know, we are going to be doing the Finch analogy as an acronym, talking about the Feast of Divine Mercy, image, novena, chaplet, and hour. And today we're going to be talking about the Feast of Divine Mercy. Now, I mentioned in one of the earlier videos that divine mercy comes from the Latin word misericordia. So again, literally translated means to give one's heart to one who is in misery. So divine mercy in a real powerful way is Jesus pouring out his sacred heart to all of us who are in misery. That is why one of the reasons why I love this message of divine mercy. And it really hits home on the Feast of Divine Mercy. This is what Jesus said to St. Faustina about the Feast of Divine Mercy. And this is coming right out of the diary of St. Faustina. Jesus says, "My daughter, tell the whole world about my inconceivable mercy. I desire that the Feast of Mercy be a refuge and a shelter for all souls." I love that Jesus says that, a refuge and a shelter for all souls. What's a refuge? What's a shelter? It's a place of protection. It's a place of safety. And in my life, I've experienced that feeling of being unsafe because of my OCD, because of my brokenness. Maybe in your life right now, you're feeling not safe, not well protected. I know many of us felt that during the pandemic. And this is exactly what divine mercy is all about. Jesus wants his divine mercy, his sacred heart, to be a place of protection, a refuge, a shelter. It's the same exact thing that Our Lady said to Sister Lucia in Fatima. She said, "I want my Immaculate Heart to be your refuge. My Immaculate Heart will be your refuge." So if you're going through anxiety, fear, depression, I encourage you, go to the hearts of Jesus and Mary and hand it all over to them. He says, "On that day, the very depths of my tender mercy are open. I pour out a whole ocean of graces to the souls who approach the fountain of my mercy." And here's the great promise, he says. He says, "The soul that will go to confession and receive Holy Communion will obtain complete forgiveness of sins and punishment." That's huge grace that's being offered for the time of mercy that we're living in. Now, a lot of people think that that's just another plenary indulgence. It's actually quite different, because normally to receive a plenary indulgence, you need to do certain things. You need to do the indulgence act, pray for the Holy Father's intentions, go to confession, receive Holy Communion, and here's the clincher, to be detached from all sin. That's including venial sin. How many of us are detached from all sin? I don't know, maybe not many of us. St. Philip Neri was giving a retreat once, and he was offering a plenary indulgence at the end of that retreat. The Holy Spirit revealed to him that only 2 people that day were going to receive the plenary indulgence. Himself, who we now know is a saint, and an 8-year-old boy. That was it. So presumably, everybody else there was attached to some type of venial sin. Now, should that cause us to despair and be like, forget it, I'm not going for indulgences anymore? No, of course not, because you absolutely receive the partial indulgence when you're going for it. So I encourage you, next Divine Mercy Sunday, the Sunday after Easter, go to confession and then receive the Eucharist on Divine Mercy Sunday with the intention of receiving this great promise. And this great promise comes from the Stockbridge Fathers up in Massachusetts of the understanding of what Jesus was talking about here. They're the experts on this feast. So also on that feast, bring all of your depression, all of your anxiety, and all your fear and place it into the hearts of Jesus and Mary. They want to be a place of refuge and protection for you. Thanks for watching.